Welcome, Wrestleheads. I'm Chuck Jones. This is Amar Scott. Randy's behind the camera. We start our show today on a somber note. We lost a legend in the professional wrestling business. Nick Bockwinkel passed away at the age of 80. For those of you who knew who Nick Bockwinkel was or what he did for the business, he was definitely a monumental player, a former champion. And he will surely be missed. Us here at Wrestleheads, we're not going to get into why he died or how he died or anything like that. The fact is he's gone, and we do have to pay our respects from our franchise to the wrestling world. So to start our show off, we are paying respects to Nick Bockwinkel. So for a minute, he will surely be missed, and we all wish him to rest in peace.
I mean, class personified. The man was a real world's champion. I'm going to say that back when we were in a time that gimmicks were starting to take over the wrestling business, and he was still a real world's champion. And that racist piece of shit Hulk Hogan can thank him for a lot. A lot. He taught Hulk Hogan how to main event on the main stage. Hulk Hogan's wars with Nick Bockwinkel, it was ultimately Rocker Gibraltar him back into the WWE. Because if it wasn't for those wars with Bockwinkel, nobody would have known again who Hulk Hogan was. So
he was one of the mainstays of the AWA.
Yeah.
4-time world champion. I mean, shit, you seen him? He walked like a fucking champion, looked like a fucking champion, and damn sure talked like one.
Yeah.
And I mean, you seen him in later years playing authoritative figures like in WCW. He was behind the scenes in the WWE. And I mean, man, this has been a tough year. We done lost the good people. I mean, of course, the scumbags like Hogan and shit, them motherfuckers ain't gonna die. They gonna live forever. Like fucking immortals and shit. But the good people, we're gonna lose this year, or we have lost this year. Bockwinkel, Dusty Rhodes, Roddy Piper, and I'm missing, somebody else died too. But, when you sit here and think about it, like that dude, he was something to be proud of, and for him to be a second generation wrestler himself and trained by his father, it's just crazy. And the good thing about it, he was 80 years old. He lived a full, you can pretty much say a full life, to be 80. He's seen a lot of stuff, and thank God the WWE put him in the Hall of Fame, I believe in 07, if I'm correct. So, I mean, I got nothing but good memories when I think about him. Then when you see the old AWA stuff, it's like, man. And then the later years, you see him in authoritative, and it's like, man, that's like one of them old people you would want to talk to, because he got so much knowledge, or he had so much knowledge up in there. So,
with that being said, from Wrestleheads to the wrestling world, we issue our respects and to say rest in peace.
And our condolences to the Bockwinkel family.
just one more. He was a champion. He was a champion when an older man like Vern Gagne had lost his ideas and didn't really have nobody to carry it. He was that guy. And you say 4-time world champion? Yes, he was, but he carried it for a while. I'm talking, it was years in between his title reigns. You know what I mean? It wasn't just 6 months or a couple months and out. He carried it for years, and then he'll lose it and get it back for another couple years.
And see, the thing about it is, Bockwinkel seen that the wrestling was changing. You know, he was one of the people that tried to tell Vern Gagne, like, hey, you see what the WWE is doing? It's like stuff is changing. Like, you got to go with the times. See, a lot of people don't know that Bockwinkel was up in his ear trying to tell him, like, hey, when he decided he didn't want to, that's when Bockwinkel jumped ship and went to the WWE and became an agent behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So with that being said, we offer our condolences and our respects to the Bockwinkel family in the passing of wrestling legend Nick Bockwinkel. Now, the name of the game is professional wrestling. There is a tournament on, and we got a lot to discuss today. Put your money where your mouth is. We got to crown a new champion. We only got 1 week to do it. The Survivor Series is this Sunday, and it's going to be a lot to take in. So, folks, I hope you're ready, because Wrestleheads is getting ready to take it to the next level right now. H introduces the tournament, offers Roman Reigns the primetime spot to skip all the way to the end. If you were with us last week, you knew how much Randy told you that Roman Reigns should have went right to the end. He said he should have flew right to the end. And nobody here put up any kind of dispute about that because, and Mark said something, because Roman Reigns had just went through the #1 contender tournament. Now, the storyline goes, Triple H offers him the spot, Seth Rollins' spot in the Authority. You take the spot, you go straight to the end. Basically, and more or less, he says, you're going to get the belt, you're going to hold it, you're going to be my guy. Roman Reigns, typical babyface, no thank you, I'm going to do it the hard way. The Big Show comes out. The Big Show comes out, they have a good match, although they've worked so much together here. Roman Reigns goes over, he's in the second round, Jack. Now, just to briefly sum up what's been going on in this tournament, because there are a lot of things going on. Ring of Honor has a lot going on, TNA has a lot going on, but let's be real. Until the WWE crowns a champion, it takes presence over everything else. So with that being said, I'm just going to give you a brief contour of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, because the tournament is what really took place, plus the Undertaker and Kane storyline with the Wyatt family. We now have news on that also. So, with that being said, brackets, round 1. Roman Reigns over the Big Show. Roman Reigns advances.
Didn't have a problem with it. I mean, Big Show's career, body of work. Okay, Big Show, you could say, okay, it wasn't a problem that Big Show was in the tournament. Long as he was going out in the first round. I didn't want to see him in the second or third or whatever the case may be. Long as he was going out in the first, I didn't have a problem with Roman Reigns superman that nigga and knocking him out. You know what I mean? I didn't have a problem with that. But there's some matches I did have a problem with, and I'll get to later.
All right, so with that being said, another qualifying match. Cesaro versus Sheamus. Sheamus, the reigning Money in the Bank winner, still in contention with the suitcase, and at any time could cash it in. And that's what everyone's looking at. Let me tell you something, folks. I mean, we've been watching wrestling long enough to know that he's not going to cash in at the Survivor Series, and you shouldn't expect him to, because everyone is going to see that coming. The WWE is a lot smarter than that, a little bit more sophisticated than that. You're going to have a different outcome. Now, if that shit goes down like that, trust and believe, mark it on this date. Chuck Jones' Kitchen Bitch will be that. However, getting back to the subject at hand, Cesaro takes Sheamus out in dramatic fashion. Goes over, it's a good match, he advances.
Well, I love that. I love that Cesaro was able, they put Cesaro over Sheamus. Why? Because I would love to see this match, which we're going to see tomorrow. What was going to be Roman Reigns and Cesaro. I feel Cesaro is going to bring, he's going to bring the battle out of Roman Reigns.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be better that Roman Reigns goes through Cesaro and then goes through another high top talent. But I mean, because let's be honest. But here's my problem. Sheamus was getting eliminated in the first round. See, I mean, you may say they're not going to go this way, but the WWE, time and time again, has showed that sometimes they're predictable. And, I mean, Sheamus going out in the first round, he may be there at the end of the night with the briefcase. And, I mean, I hope it doesn't happen, but there's a chance for it happening because he did go out in the first round. And that may be setting up for something.
And not only that, Amar, you bring up a very good point when it comes to that, but we also have to take in mind that now that Sheamus is out of this tournament, he's not booked for Survivor Series.
And see, and that's a problem.
And that's always a situation. Now, they may turn around and put a 6-man tag. They may even do the pre-show again with Barrett, Rusev, because Barrett also got eliminated. Yeah. Barrett was in first round action against, what was it, Neville? Neville reigned victorious on that one as well. Just to do a brief skim through, Kevin Owens advanced through his match, Ambrose advanced through his match, Del Rio advanced through his match, and the shocker of the first round had to go to Kalisto. Kalisto, one half of the Lucha Dragons, defeated Ryback's bum. Let me tell you something. People have not been a Ryback fan on this show, on this earth, in this city.
I haven't.
In this country. Kalisto going over Ryback still was a surprise to everyone. So, I mean, congratulations to him because he got to showcase himself. But, hey, the big guy's days might be numbered, and that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like Kalisto. But Kalisto shouldn't even been in the tournament, man.
But see,
To that.
you're wrong. Ryback was trying to negotiate. He wanted the bus.
Yeah.
Well, see, before you get to the background of the situation and behind the scenes, let's stick on the prize. And the prize is still the tournament. So what you can look forward to tomorrow, folks, is the next round of action, which is Roman Reigns versus Cesaro.
Good match.
Okay.
Holy.
Del Rio versus Kalisto. Dolph Ziggler versus Dean Ambrose.
That's gonna be a match too.
Adrian Neville versus the Intercontinental Champion Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens can work with anybody. He is. I'm sorry. I mean, a lot of people like Bray Wyatt. And I like Bray Wyatt too. But to me, Kevin Owens is the top man in the organization.
And since you brought Bray Wyatt up, there's more news and developments with Kane and The Undertaker coming out at the end of the night on Raw and trying to display their dominance. Even I gotta say it didn't look believable because the Wyatt family should have beat the fuck out of both of them. But I see the way the WWE did it. Now this is what I don't like, and I'm gonna just give you a little bit of it right now. The plan now is for them just to have a tag team match with the Brothers of Destruction against Bray Wyatt and a partner from the Wyatt family of his choosing. We all know, if common sense is playing a role here, that Bray Wyatt is going to go with the biggest member of the Wyatt family, and that of Braun Strowman. So look forward to that. That's going to be your Survivor Series tag team event. Before you go on this, and before our man behind the camera goes on this, I'm just going to simply give you my perspective of it, short and sweet and simple. I honestly believe that the Wyatt family versus The Undertaker and possibly two more members was the predicted main event of this show. But however, since Seth Rollins was injured and got himself hurt, and he had to give up the championship, crowning a new champion takes main stage over the pay-per-view. We all know that. That is the way the business has to be done. So I can see them reducing that match to that of a tag team match, so that it is now, instead of the last match of the night, it will be the match before the last match of the night. Is that still a good thing? No. I still think you should have went with the Survivor Series match, because this is a Survivor Series pay-per-view, and if the WWE doesn't put at least one 4-on-4, 5-on-5 confrontation on this card, then you really have sullied the reputation of the Survivor Series. Take it away, Amar.
Well, here's my thing, man. I think you're giving the WWE too much credit. I believe it was set up this way from get-go. I believe they dropped the ball. They really dropped the ball on this. You know what I mean? Because, hey, you say it's going to be Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. That's what I think it's going to be, too. But, hey, what's stopping the WWE from putting in Braun Strowman and Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt not even in a match? And why the fuck wasn't Bray Wyatt in the tournament if you're going to go that route? You know what I mean? And that's the questions that need to be asked. And here's another thing. What I missed last week, which I went home and I did some good thinking about. This is the 25-year anniversary of The Undertaker, right?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
What's stopping them from not putting Bray Wyatt in the match and The Undertaker and Kane going over? Because it's his 25-year anniversary.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
See, and that's really my problem. Could you tell me? I don't care. I don't care about. Okay, Seth Rollins got hurt. I do care about that. But here's the thing: you still bring Goldust, whoever the fuck. You know what I mean? You put him in that match. You make that 4-on-4. I don't give a fuck if it goes before the title match. You can still put it before the title match, or you can put it 2 matches before the title match. You can still do it that way. You dropped the ball on Survivor Series, man, and I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You're giving them too much credit by saying they did an audible. I don't believe so. I believe they were going this route in the first place. Which, if they're going this route, and if Bray Wyatt's not in that match, that asks the question, why wasn't the fuck Bray Wyatt in the tournament? I'm just being honest. The tournament, in my mind, dropped the ball. They dropped the ball in the tournament too. That's my kitchen bitch.
And Bray Wyatt wasn't the only one that shouldn't have been in there. Go ahead and tell him the rest.
I mean, if you want my opinion, Kalisto, Tyler Breeze, Titus O'Neil,
Right,
and nah, because mine's back.
You would have to put Ryback in.
You have to put him right back. But as long as he goes out in the first round like he didn't have a problem with it. But Kalisto, Titus O'Neil, Stardust, I'm sorry, I like him, but come on, he hasn't been around for a minute. And then having Tyler Breeze and all them up in there, like come on.
Why wasn't
is this the Intercontinental Tournament? Or is this the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament? Why the fuck wasn't New Day in there? The New Day should have been in there.
The New Day was in for the #1 contender spot.
Wyatt should have been in there. You know what I mean? If you're going to go this tag team route bullshit, Wyatt should have been in there. They dropped the ball. I'm not going to keep going into it because I want it to be my kitchen bitch. WWE has dropped the ball. The only way I see it resurrecting and being a successful tournament, somebody's got to fucking turn. Somebody's got to do it.
And the way they did their storyline, the way they did their tournament, you have to be having your mind thinking right now. You have to use every muscle in your brain right now to try to figure out how is this going to turn out? How are they going to please the fans? Because, hey, as we all know, Raw has not been doing so well in the ratings.
But that's Monday Night Football. That's
yeah, but see, at the same time, they are at an all-time low. So that means you can't give us that regular run-of-the-mill crap because you got to increase your viewers. So, with that being said, like I said, to me, Triple H planted the seed with Roman Reigns, and it really makes me feel like whoever they choose to be the champion, for we do not know, we'll have a better idea tomorrow after Raw when they get those second-round matches out of the way. They're going to join the Authority, they're going to go heel, and they're basically going to fill in and take the path that Seth Rollins is taking until they're ready to give it off to someone else. So with that being said, we don't know who that's going to be. We all got theories.
Now, if in my opinion, just before Randy goes, I don't think it's going to be Roman Reigns. But be mindful, if it is Roman Reigns, that's history repeating itself. Because Vince McMahon...
And tell us why.
Vince McMahon and Shane offered The Rock the same damn olive branch right before Deadly Games. And The Rock told him, no, I'm going to do it on my own. But what happened?
He turned.
So, if that happens, that's history repeating itself.
Not only did he turn, folks, but he went prime time. And this is about going prime time right now. Randy, you got anything to add to that before we keep moving?
The only thing I can say about that shit is, me personally, I'd rather Reigns don't get it right now. I'd rather he get it at WrestleMania. You know,
and I think we're all in agreement on that.
Because they were saying that the first rumor was Rollins was gonna drop it to Reigns at TLC next month in December. Now I was like, I don't know, but see
that kind of would have spoiled things.
But see, the WWE, they missing the chance right now to put it on a new guy.
What are you doing? Get out of here! You got these fans that are out of control. Amar, hold it down! Hold it down, Amar! I'm coming right back. Son of a bitch!
Let's be these damn Ghost fans. But I guess anyway. But at the end of the day, it's like this. You look at the show where they got a chance. They have a chance to change history. They have a chance to make a new guy, and they're totally fucking it up. And that's the problem, you know, because they can sit there and use this shit to make the next guy, to make the next champion, to put him over.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, to me, it's an opportunity lost. Like, I'm not ready for Reigns to get it because, I mean, it's not the time. I want him to have that WrestleMania moment that was stolen from him last year. That'll make all the shit he went through for this whole year.
Hey, I know things are out of control, but you got to control yourself. We're in here filming a very important show. There's a lot on the line here. Barney, if you don't keep them out, Russell Heads is going to fire you and get another head of security next week. That's what I'm saying.
Is that like the rat 49er groupies?
I apologize, folks.
Like,
sometimes I'm an ex-security guard, so is Amar. I apologize. You know, our show is such a popular show on such a grand stage. People are always trying to get in here, but we're back.
Yeah, we've been going, but
I apologize for my tardiness. Stay out. Keep them out.
Let Randy finish what you're saying.
Sorry, Randy. I'm sorry. We're trying to keep the peace in here. We're trying to film a good, wholesome family show.
This ain't no family show.
Get your ass out.
Yeah, okay.
Punk bitch. Go for it.
Anyway.
Sorry, I have to get a little ugly sometimes.
So, I think they're missing the boat. But if they can pull one out their ass and make a new star, this is the time where they need to put somebody new over. You know, Reigns, he's at the point where he didn't hit this crescendo where he could wait a little bit longer now. Because it's like everybody got used to, like, okay, him getting fucked over. And they already laid the tracks down because he won another #1 contender shit and he already got fucked over again. So it's like that's already laid out. So to me, it's time to put that next star.
Yeah, well, you're right, because I feel even if they put him over at TLC like they were supposed to do, And I'm sorry to say he was going to get fucked again because he would have went over, but he would have been a broke pick away. You gotta read between the lines. If he beats Rollins at TLC,
they need to get that briefcase off that son of a
Sheamus comes
bitch.
out there and kicks him and cashes it in and wins.
It's time to get that briefcase.
You know what I mean? Let's be honest with it. You know what I mean? You gotta think how the WWE is thinking, man.
Hey, and something else when nobody think about, they need to face facts. Sheamus, that heel shit, him coming back, that shit's been a flop. It's been a flop. It worked for fucking a month and a half. Other than that, it's been a flop.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If they put that belt on him at the pay-per-view, I mean, that's like putting tits on a board. It's gonna be so fucking useless.
He's not the top heel.
I mean, you just can't do that right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't look to them to do that. I'm optimistic here. I don't look to them to do that, folks. But count your matches right now, okay? Because we look behind just what they're telling us on TV. And if you're a wrestling fan like we are, you're looking to see, how's the WWE going to build this card? Now, mind you, this ain't no punk bitch fucking pay-per-view. No, this is the Survivor Series. This is part of the Big Four, okay? This is something that started in 1987 that is running all the way with The Undertaker doing his 25th anniversary. I mean, this is real serious business.
This was the punk card to WCW Starrcade.
So the bottom line is, with all that being said, you can't come with just that regular crappy finish and just say, oh, they'll accept it, okay? No, and I don't think they will. I think that it will be a change. To be honest, I would like to see a new face also, but I think we will have a better grasp on the situation
by
tomorrow.
the end of the week.
Yeah, once we find out who the final four are going into the pay-per-view, then we can really get a grasp on what's going on. Because if you want to count the matches, WWE nowadays, they're doing about 7-8 matches a show. Okay, so you add the final four, that's 3 matches. Okay, my personal theory is that Ambrose and Owens will not make it for whatever reason. So you add them, that's 4. That's the Intercontinental Championship match. Your theory of the United States Championship coming back into play, that could add 5. The Divas is 6.
I hope that doesn't happen.
7.
I hope that happens. Because I'm sorry. I mean, I know there's some Kalisto fans out there. Kalisto don't belong in the fucking semifinals, man. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, he had his run, getting out in the first round, getting to the quarterfinals. If they go that route just to make Del Rio and fucking Jack Swagger at the pay-per-view, I'd rather have Del Rio in the fucking tournament and Jack Swagger screwing him in the fucking tournament. That's the way I would like to have it. You know what I mean? But I tell you something, folks. Pay attention to 2 matches. Kevin Owens and Neville, Ambrose and Ziggler. The Ambrose and Ziggler match is going to tell you. That's the key, I feel, in this heel turn if it's not Roman Reigns. The key to the heel turn, I know we agree, is that Ambrose and Ziggler match.
Yeah.
Pay attention to that match.
Because the outcome of that match is really going to tell you which way this tournament is going to go. So yes, please be mindful of that, because we're all going to be watching and we're going to be trying to figure this thing out, you know. But the one thing I will say is this: whatever they do, if they decide to put the belt on Roman Reigns, if they decide to crown a new champion, I am not opposed to anything except Sheamus cashing in. I don't want to see Sheamus cash in because it would be the obvious
But you have
fix.
to be prepared for that because it's the WWE.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
You know
I just don't want to be prepared for it.
I don't want it to happen, but I mean, then again, how they gonna get the briefcase off of Sheamus, man?
I'm saying that he's gonna cash in the future. But I just don't want to do it.
But I'd rather that he cash it in and don't complete it. I wouldn't mind.
That says a lot.
I wouldn't mind seeing him cashing in and the Authority make the ultimate betrayal, and Triple H turns on one of his guys to say whoever makes that heel turn, he's the guy, and stops Sheamus from cashing in or diverts him or whatever the case may be, and his cash in doesn't work. I say they scrap the cash in. You know what I mean? I say they just sit him out there and let his ass don't complete it. And well, you know, he cashes it in, but he doesn't win the title. That's all. That would be satisfaction to me.
And that
really would.
And there's a lot of feelings coming out of that area too, because a lot of people are saying that. You know, a lot of people are just not ready, nor do they want another Sheamus title reign, at least not now in this stage of wrestling. Wrestling is really evolving, and it's really advancing, and Sheamus' style of wrestling is not something that we can put on the top of the wrestling business. We heard rumors of John Cena coming back and things like that. I think John Cena's doing a good job by staying away right now because he's set. You know, I mean, we've said it time and time again on this show. He's set. It's time for the next guy to come up right now, and you're going to find him in this tournament. The only reason why I discount Neville because I don't think Neville's big enough. No. I think that
right now.
No, I think that he would definitely challenge for the championship, but I can't see him holding the championship. You know, and there's a lot of different reasons for that. Honestly,
I want to see Cesaro.
I'm gonna tell you, my dark horse is definitely Dolph Ziggler because I can see Dolph Ziggler turning. But if you want to go for the sure thing, Amar, if you want to go for the sure thing, the sure shot to know that you have a monster heel, you know that this is a person that is no stranger to holding the biggest prize in the business.
Del Rio.
You go Del Rio.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. If you're in a bind and you really need to just do this,
Del Rio.
You can put the belt on Del Rio. Del Rio is wrestling at such a high level. He's in the greatest shape of his life. And no, he was not signed up to come back and do this right away. But if you needed to fall in his lap right now, you can do it.
That could be the turn with Roman Reigns going out in the semifinals.
He
may not make it to the finals.
You can do it. So there are a lot of things that you can. And let me just add also, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Because the way that guy came back, we saw him live when he came back. Yeah. And the way he's been working Raw, hey, if you need a quick fix, Del Rio's no stranger to being the champion. He's no stranger to the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship. And now that they're combined as the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, he is not a stranger to it. And the way he's working right now, you can make him a monster heel. He's already there.
Yeah.
It's already set, you know? So, to me, you can easily have Del Rio turn on Zeb, join the Authority, hold the strap until whenever you were ready for him to drop. You can do that right now.
You can have him throw down the United States champion like he got the world championship. He got, and then looking at the United States, and Sam's like, "What are you doing, Del Rio?" And he just turns on him, drops the U.S. title, and then holds up the world title.
To be honest though, keep them both. Seth Rollins did. Keep them both. You know, it shows you're on top of the business right now. You know what I mean? So, folks, I guess what we're trying to say is we don't know what's going to happen. We're going to watch Raw tomorrow just like everyone else. And we've been throwing ideas around since this thing happened. Yeah. Amar called me on the phone. I'm a truck driver. And I'm out there pounding the pavement Monday through Friday. Amar called me on the phone the minute the brackets were out. Told me match by match what the WWE's plan was. And then right from there, Monday, before Raw even started, we started getting into it.
Yeah.
We were on the phone, getting into it. Just like every person out there that really respects wrestling and really takes it to the high level, we were talking about it. And it'll never stop until it's done, but we'll always predicate and talk about who we think is going to be the man, who should be the man, who should not be the man, and who doesn't qualify. We're going to always bring that to you. Now, with that being said, let's move on to the other story. Undertaker and Kane against the Wyatt family. We'll just touch on it briefly. We all feel like there was a mistake being made there because you should have made a 4-on-4 Survivor Series match, as we alluded to last week. But now it looks like it's just going to be the Brothers of Destruction as a tag team against Bray Wyatt and a tag team member of his choice. Now, there are a lot of different theories on that. My biggest theory is I think they're doing that because originally they wanted that to be the last match of the night, but with them crowning a brand new champion, it can't be. How do you feel?
Like I said earlier, you're giving them too much credit. I believe that's what the initial plan was in the get-go. I truly believe that. I believe that they had it set up for some tag team, and don't be surprised if it's not Bray Wyatt in the match. And that will majorly drop the ball, and seeing fuck the tournament being my kitchen bitch. The whole Survivor Series card may just be my kitchen bitch.
So with that,
I believe they dropped the ball all the way around.
So with that being said, you know, that right there, it was. I mean, because even the Undertaker and King's comeback, against the Wyatt family didn't look
Didn't
that
look believable.
strong.
It didn't look believable.
It didn't look that
It didn't
strong.
look believable. It didn't look that strong. If they really want to make an impact, they could have had the Undertaker and the Kane come out there. And while the Wyatt family surrounded them, their two partners could have came out there with them.
Yeah, because the bottom line was it was still 4-on-2.
Yeah.
It was still 4-on-2, and
You're telling me
you're not talking
50,
four shrimps.
you're telling me a 50-year-old man and somebody's damn near 50 is going to take out four guys in the prime of their career. Huge man, except Wyatt. He's a little short guy. But besides that, huge guys.
He pretty fucking tall.
I mean, he's tall, but in the grand scheme of the guys around him,
let's be honest,
it
just didn't make a whole lot of sense.
sense.
So, yeah, we're watching that, and we'll see what happens. Now, turning over to the Divas side of the situation. Now, the reigning champion, Charlotte, she's going to have to deal with Paige.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's like this. You know, this is all the maturation of Charlotte Flair. That's why she calling her baby Flair, all this other stuff. Because, I mean, Paige is going to it's going to be a good match, but Charlotte's going over. Charlotte's going over. Charlotte won't possibly lose that title until they put her against Sasha Banks at WrestleMania. Whenever she goes against Sasha, then you can probably say Charlotte will not go over. But until then, whoever they put in front of her, if it's Paige, if it's Becky Lynch, if it's Tamina, the Bellas, Naomi, she's going over. You know what I mean? The writing's on the wall. You know what I mean? She is the next one for the WWE. They showed that in NXT.
Now let me just speak on this real quick, and Randy, I'm gonna need you to piggyback me on this one. I need that Charlotte Banks versus Charlotte at WrestleMania, but there are some factors out there that tell us that it may not happen. I mean, for some reason, there's a rumor going around out there that management is not pleased with Sasha Banks anymore.
Okay, cut the shit. It ain't management, it's one old fucking bastard.
Talk to us, Randy. Tell us what's going on here.
Well, I don't know if you've seen it on WrestleHeads, I put it up on WrestleHeads.
It's on WrestleHeads.
About a week plus.
Yeah, about a week and a half ago.
That Vince McMahon is not a big fan of Sasha Banks.
I don't get that.
He lost touch, man. I've been telling y'all this for about.
Because the talent is there. I mean, him and Triple H are starting to clash. It's like the big thing right now. Like Triple H and Vince McMahon, the biggest thing they clashing right now is Triple H want to turn Roman heel, and Vince want to stay a babyface. And it's like they're having that clash right now.
Vince wants to turn Ambrose heel. He wants to turn Ambrose heel.
Well, I wasn't talking about that, but I was talking about the Roman Reigns.
Yeah, no,
that's the biggest pressing one.
But see, the biggest topic
No, but
here,
it ties in because Triple H wants to turn. From what I read from your article, Triple H wants to turn Roman Reigns heel, and Vince said no, keep him babyface. He wants to turn Ambrose heel.
But see, the biggest thing here is like getting back to the Sasha Banks angle.
See.
I don't want them to fuck that up for Mania. Like, whether you love her or hate her, the fans are cheering for Sasha out there. I can see you keeping them away because it's just like the Great White Hype. Don't give away what you can sell.
Exactly.
Give it to us at Mania. But you know how it is when the WWE gets in these moods, man. They hold these grudges.
Vince McMahon.
It's Vince. Let me say what it is. It's Vince.
Vince is still the WWE at the end of the day.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Until he walks away, he's still that.
We were talking about a couple weeks ago about video packaging for Mania. You know how much video package they would have? Didn't Charlotte take the NXT title from? Didn't Sasha
they have
take the
wars
NXT
down there.
title from Charlotte? It goes back to NXT.
That's what I'm saying.
Make the fucking. How are you not pleased with Charlotte? With Sasha's wrestling? How are you not pleased with Sasha? She has the mic skills. She has the charisma. She has the skills in the ring.
And she's got the looks.
And she got the look. What the fuck is the problem? That man Vince has lost touch.
That's why they put Paige in there, because we all know Paige shouldn't even won that match, and that's a fact.
Against
That was the number one contender.
No, because you don't put Charlotte over. You don't put Sasha over because, like you said, keep them away until WrestleMania. So yes, Paige is the right person in there because Paige is gonna lose to Charlotte come Sunday. That's the right person.
Not only that, but you have to have that underlying storyline come to an end between Paige and Charlotte. You do have to have that, and like
she's gonna lose.
And like we noted on the show before, Nikki Bella's out. She's getting herself together.
Too many head jobs.
Yeah,
she's gonna be out an additional 6 weeks. That's what the next.
Exactly. So she's out of the picture. So the next person up is Paige as far as heel going against Charlotte as a face. That's no problem because you started an underlying storyline between the two, and they should be able to go out there and have a good match. I got no problem with them being on the card. But this whole thing with Sasha Banks and McMahon, it makes me nervous because if you have any other Divas match out there besides Sasha Banks and Charlotte when WrestleMania comes around, you are kidding yourself, Jack. That is not the way this is supposed to go down.
You got to just sit here, which, excuse me, this is going to be my little cold kitchen bitch. So that's why we got to speed up through this shit, because I think we all got like mini kitchen bitches. It's the Survivor Series, it's Vince McMahon. To me, they totally killed. They sit there and bitch and moan and complain about talking about the Survivor Series ain't the Survivor Series. But no, you son of a bitch. You the one that stopped the Survivor Series being the Survivor Series. You to turn into more singles fucking oriented shit. Instead of keeping it to the bare bones of the shit. Back in the days, it was a lot of fucking Survivor Series style matches. And then you had maybe 2-3 single matches. And that was it.
Now, how far back in the day are you talking? Because all the way back when we were youngsters, it was all 5-on-5.
No, even back in the
90s.
Even in the 90s, because you got to remember, Dead Man beat Hogan at Survivor Series.
Yeah, that was 92
for the world title.
No. That was actually a Tuesday night in Texas. And
Hogan took the title back. Hogan took the title back.
He debuted as a part of Ted DiBiase.
That was another year. That was a year before.
That was I think it was the following year.
What, the year before?
His first year. Dead Man.
Part of the team.
Yeah, when he came part of
next year.
Next
year, he took the belt from took the belt from Hogan.
And that's the thing. This Tuesday night in Texas is when Hogan took it back from him and hit him with the urn, and that's why they put the tournament in '92.
It was all the controversy.
And with the Royal Rumble, that's why the championship was put up in '92. Because in '91, Hogan hit him with the urn in this Tuesday night in Texas, but the Undertaker beat him in Survivor Series '91.
Because you don't remember,
took the title. Hulkamania's dead. Remember that? The tombstone.
Flair put the chair. Slid the chair in the
Yeah.
Undertaker did tombstone.
And Hogan's head didn't even go nowhere near that chair.
We know. We know.
But no,
it was bad
he didn't want to take the fucking move.
No, but you're right. You know what I mean? There's always been a couple single matches inside the little 4-man.
And that's what they need to get back to. Plus, they have these problems. I think it just they cheap asses. They don't be wanting to pay the other people on there. Because I'm like, you have all these people that you could be showing. Hell, you could have had a couple of NXT teams on there going against each other. I mean, just sitting there, NXT versus NXT, NXT versus Raw, NXT versus Smackdown, or either fucking which one you want to fucking do it. NXT Divas versus fucking WWE Divas. It's so many fucking ways they can do this shit, but they wonder why the Survivor Series is on a fucking downward spiral. Because they put all this shit into all these other rinky-dink pay-per-views. They put all this shit to SummerSlam was supposed to be the big shit. They put all this shit into WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble instead of keeping your shit into your core 4, which is Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series.
You know, they diverted it because remember Royal Rumble was the second biggest pay-per-view back in our day, but now it's SummerSlam.
Now it's SummerSlam.
Yeah. No.
So with that being said, folks, WWE, we got a lot to try to figure out as far as them. Let's move on to Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor this week, they had some really good matches. ACH versus Cedric. Man, what a match. What a match, what a finish,
It was even a Caprice Coleman sighting.
Yes, absolutely. Man. Caprice Coleman against his protege. What was the kid's name?
It don't matter what the fuck his name was. Caprice Coleman went over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those that don't know who Caprice Coleman is, he was the only brother in the Omega Wrestling organization that actually got pushed with Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, fucking Shannon Moore, and Gregory Helms.
And the bottom line is,
who
was this brother walking around?
I think Chemo.
Who was that brother walking around
he was pushed.
with that thing on his head, handing out envelopes looking like income tax?
That was Coming to America.
Yeah.
Prince Naheem.
Looking like the black dude off of Matlock.
That's racist.
Yeah. So the bottom line is, that was a good match. Then the main event, was All Night Express against the Briscoes. And the Briscoes with that finishing final, defeating them. One thing I will say before we move on from Ring of Honor, I'm glad that King is back to main event of the show.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he's reunited with his tag team partner.
Red Titus.
And they look great out there.
Just say you glad he's out of TNA.
I'm glad he's out of TNA.
And here's the thing, man. I said it earlier when we were discussing it. And I'll put this up against anybody. I always say Ring of Honor is the best 60 minutes of wrestling that you can find. Ring of Honor has the best tag team division, bar none, in the United States right now. I mean, the WWE's tag team division, it's nice, but it ain't Ring of Honor's tag team division. From top to bottom, Ring of Honor got the tag team division sold the fuck up.
I said we need to take an analysis of that.
I mean,
So that could come in future.
I mean, because you got to look at it. What the WWE, they got the Dudleys. You know, they got the Usos.
New
they
Day.
They got the New Day.
You got to put the Wyatts back in there, Harper and Rowan, because they back on the scene
so
now.
you got 4. Like, major. You know what I mean? Major good tag time.
Prime time players.
No, that's not major.
Lucha Dragons.
That's not major.
Lucha
That's
Dragons.
not major. You
How's
cannot
that?
throw them in there.
How you, the primetime players are ex-tag team
I don't
champions.
care. They shouldn't even been tag team champions. That was a
Whoa,
flop.
whoa,
That
whoa.
was a flop.
Before
That
we
was a
fly off
flop.
the rails.
That was a flop.
Before
That
we
was
fly
a
off the
flop.
rails.
They didn't look. I mean, I like them. Don't get me wrong. I thought they was way past being the champion. But when they were champion, they did not execute and take advantage of their opportunity. It looked garbage. Their tag team run was garbage, and that's why the titles were put back on the New Day when they were, because the primetime players were supposed to have the titles for another couple months, but no, they had to pull an audible because it wasn't getting done. You know what I mean? Top to bottom.
They put
Top
it on there.
to
Now,
bottom.
Hold on.
Top to bottom.
Now, due
They
to
got-
time constraints, we got to stay on task
But
here.
top to
gentlemen.
bottom, ROH has got the tag team division. They got the Briscoes. They got the All Night Express. They got the Young Bucks. They got the Kingdom. They got the Red Dragons. They got the Addiction. I mean, I can keep fucking going. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. From top to bottom.
So if you have
know
an
wrestling,
opinion-
you know they got the best tag
If
team
you have an
division.
opinion on tag team divisions and organizations, come to WrestleHeads on Facebook. Tell us what you think. Moving on.
and the
TNA
fucking Young
Wrestling.
Bucks
Game
is
more.
overblown.
Young Bucks is the shit. You just don't like them because they ain't went to the WWE. Young Bucks get it done every night. From worldwide. From there to New Japan,
Yeah.
the Young Bucks
Now,
is the shit.
now you
Hold
wanna-
on, hold on.
Now you want to say the Addiction?
The
I'll buy
guy,
that.
damn it, don't let
Young
me beat
Bucks.
Wally George and
The Young Bucks is the shit. and
I
he
gotta
knows it.
control this guy.
The Young Bucks is the shit and he knows it. He don't like it because they ain't with WWE. And I can understand that. But you know they good.
said
You
Wally
don't like them
George.
because they ain't with WWE. You know what I mean?
Tell
They
us
say no.
about TNA so we can get that
Young Bucks is one of the best tag teams in the motherfucking world. And there ain't too many tag teams in the WWE that can touch them. And that's being honest. You know what I mean?
But we won't know that until they sign.
What if they don't have to sign? Okay? Then you know they're good, man.
Motherfucking Iraq outside.
I'm just saying, okay, let's move on.
Give us some TNA news.
TNA, finally, Kenny King was replaced. Crimson took his spot in the tournament, and, you know, that was a flop because he hasn't won any matches. We still had we had some decent matches, man. I mean,
Okay,
was
bullshit
decent.
aside real quick with this TNA shit. How long had a championship tournament been going on?
It's been
For
going on
months.
for quite some time.
nah, about a month.
Oh my God. Dude, did anybody tell them like this was a dumbass
But you
idea?
got to think about how they set their brackets are. Their brackets are not.
No.
What the hell are you doing? I told you, keep them out.
It's not. It's
Keep them out.
It's not a single elimination bracket. It's where you could gain points. You're basically gonna have 3 matches, and you have 3 matches to gain more points than the other 4 guys in your bracket. You know what I mean? Now, granted, they're going too long with it, but you know, I mean, they put the women in there. I mean, that shit is
I ain't been in
unbelievable.
front of the camera in about 3 months. And I had to come in front and say this. The championship tournament is the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah, you don't put no women in the world championship.
It's the dumbest shit ever.
You know, they get
I had to come in front of the camera and say that. As Charles, I don't know where the fuck he went. But the point is, this goddamn tournament is the dumbest shit ever. It's a flop. I get why they trying to do it because they take all this shit beforehand and they want to use everybody to make their tournament look good. Like all the other people that want to go to the fucking WWE, like James Storm, is kind of working for the WWE a little bit.
And they've been throwing James Storm's dick in the dirt. Even though he ain't with him, they're still showing matches of him, and he's losing every match. And then they're like, yeah, he's a big disappointment. Just throwing his dick all in the dirt because he's left. You know what I mean?
That's them takeovers.
Yeah.
So they told him like, hey, we gotta make him look like shit. Cause he went to NXT.
Yeah.
You know, cause Dixie was like, oh man, James Storm, don't worry about James Storm. He's gonna be back with us.
And he did not. Come back.
James Storm, you did a smart decision going to NXT. See, him, Samoa Joe, they see the force within the trees,
Right,
man.
on the wall.
You know, they sit there and say like,
You gotta
hey,
keep things under control.
It don't even matter that, hey, we go to the fucking NXT.
If I gotta get out of my chair again to keep you motherfuckers in check, you're gonna fucking hear it from me.
All right.
I don't know where these fucking people coming from. I must be missing.
These motherfuckers are breaking into the goddamn show.
But at the end of the day, it's like this. TNA, your fucking tournament is dumb as dog shit. I'm sorry to tell you. See, this path, I mean, I swear, they saying y'all gonna get another TV deal. I mean, y'all motherfuckers must got fucking horseshoes. Dixie must got a horseshoe up her ass. Some lucky den, fucking rabbit feed up in there. All types of shit. Because how they ass keep getting motherfucking contracts to be on TV is beyond me.
Yeah, but see, here's it is.
It's beyond me. I swear. You know, TNA has
It's like there must not be no good TV shows on TV. They gotta keep signing.
It's a damn shame that the big bad gravy daddy got to be in the ring against fucking Jesse Goddard. I mean, shit.
But we all know why. We all know why Jesse's there. Jesse's there because of his looks. That's it.
Sean Ricker out there giving a good match, like trying to carry a match by himself. Jesse sucks. You know what I mean? I'm like, golly.
He's only there because of his looks.
The Pope ride his shit like the modern day Adonis. Shut your mouth, sucker. He ain't no modern day Adonis.
He's saying it because he's saying it because Dixie's telling him to say it. He's saying it because that nigga's giving Dixie the balls.
The Pope is actually
he's giving Dixie the matzo ball.
You know what I mean? He getting pimped.
It's a Greek soup.
Wait. So he's the modern day Adonis.
That's what the Pope say.
So he's the fucking low budget masterpiece. That's what they saying, right?
Basically.
I'm sorry.
You can't
Chris Masters. I was just getting ready to say Chris Masters was a mid-card wrestler, and he was good, but Jesse Goddard just couldn't wipe his ass.
They should put more attention on Robbie E. Robbie E. can get it done, and they still.
Robbie E. been getting it done for years on the independent circuit.
They've been trying to promote Jesse Goddard, so he's getting high-profile matches. He's always on TV.
Let me tell you something. Fuck Jesse Goddard. I said it right here on this goddamn show.
Fuck that show.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Let's move on.
So what's next?
So go ahead and slide into those news and notes, Randy, and get that shit going. As a matter of fact, you know, I respect the fact that you had to step in for me and everything, because these people can't control themselves. You are more useful behind it, and this was his in-screen debut back in an entire month, but it wasn't planned or predicated, because this show is not planned or predicated. We are on the fly here. If you don't keep them out this time, nigga, you won't feed your family for the next week.
Hey, this is wrestling.
You understand me?
Anything can happen. Randy ain't been behind the camera. He ain't been in front of the camera.
Handle technical responsibilities. Give us the news and notes. I promise you, if I get up again, Abdullah is fucking fired. That motherfucker.
Who the fuck is Abdullah? You sit here hiring
that brother that was on ROH. You know what I mean? Watching the door, passing out those fucking envelopes with him. That puts some money.
If another person gets through here again, I'm gonna whop your ass.
Well, let's see. The quickest thing I can come up with right now, as you know, Nikki Bella is going to be out for another 6 weeks.
Right.
So we already talked about that. Of course, you know, it's a rumor. You know, they've been saying that Will Shane McMahon returned to the WWE.
Man.
Pete Gas, I heard.
It would be like a breath of fresh air. Even if he was just to show up and take over some managerial or something. I mean, it would be a breath of fresh air. It would.
It would.
Let's see here. I got another one. Backstage news on Vince McMahon and Daniel Bryan's WWE future. The latest word on Daniel Bryan's WWE status is that the company officials were still waiting for the results of a third doctor's findings in regards to Bryan's health, if he should be put back in the ring. As we noted, WWE Dr. Joseph Maroon ruled that Bryan should not wrestle again due to the number of concussions he has suffered. Later, Bryan got a doctor that works with the NFL Arizona Cardinals to test his brain to see if it was average for his age, and the doctor cleared him to wrestle. Now we're down to the third doctor. And if the third doctor's test has been done, the Wrestling Observer newsletter notes that the results are being kept secret, but they could be back, as in Vince has been reported, to be going back and forth on Daniel Bryan's status.
Let me just take this one real quick, because I know you're gonna get in on this too. I like Daniel Bryan. I miss him on screen. I miss his wrestling. But let me tell you something. Professional wrestling, as great as it is, you have to worry about your health first. To me, personally, there's a reason why there are doctors out there who are not confident in clearing him. As the memory that he gave us at WrestleMania, the build-up leading to it, being able to win the championship. As you alluded to a few times, he's a 4-time champion. If you gotta walk away now, man, just walk away now. You're gonna go in the Hall of Fame. I mean, work for the WWE in a different capacity. I don't want to see him permanently get hurt. As much as I would love to see him perform, I would love to see him wrestle. I don't want him to, number one, come back and have to wrestle half-assed because of his injury. But I also don't want him to sustain a real serious injury that could affect his life. Not his career, but his life. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Bryan, as good as he is, if he can't get it done anymore, I can't tell him how to think. Because there are a lot of people out there that are like that, they're so good at their craft, and if you told them they couldn't do it no more,
lose their shit.
Right. I can't speak on that.
It's like I would say Brian Pillman.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people say Brian Pillman died of this, that, and this. Brian Pillman died of a broken arm because he couldn't wrestle no more. You know what I mean? And that put him in a deep depression, and then you know what happened from there. My thing on Daniel Bryan and the whole doctors. My thing is this: there's only one doctor that said he couldn't do it, and that was that WWE doctor. The own Arizona doctor said he was good. You know what I mean? Now they're waiting on a third doctor to confirm what the second doctor or the first doctor said. Now, here's my thing. How are we going to trust these WWE doctors? You don't see him told us not to trust them. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I think they really got something out for Daniel Bryan. Triple H don't want to have him compete anymore because he didn't want to have him compete in the first place.
Here, let me touch on this real quick. This is my thing. See, the main part of information we missing is I would like to know how many concussions Daniel Bryan has had in his career. Now, see, my thing is if he's been on some Steve Young type shit, and how many Young he had? Like 7, 8.
He was getting one every 3 months.
Yeah.
7, 8. Okay, to me, if you have anything past 3, we gonna just do the 3 strikes, you out type shit. You need to stop because that means your brain is loose up in your skull, where the simplest thing can fucking rattle it and it hits the fucking skull, because that's basically what a concussion is your brain colliding with your skull. So that means whatever stuff that protects it, he don't have much of it. See, and the scary part to me is if the WWE, and trust me, they know he's a cash cow, and if you know WWE push people through injuries when they hurt, and if they're fucking scared, that tells me that I think Daniel Bryan is probably way past that 3 mark. He might be in the high 7, 10s, where he didn't have a lot of concussions. You got to think about it. This dude been wrestling for a long fucking time, and he ain't just got to start getting concussions while he been in the WWE. You got Ring of Honor shit over in Japan. It's a lot of things to say about it. So I kind of understand where the WWE is coming from with the concern.
I just feel that they don't, you know, low key the WWE holds grudges, and they never wanted them there in the first place.
Well,
This may be their.
I agree with that.
I can understand that.
This may be their way of trying to get them out.
But you know, he's still a cash cow for him.
I know he is a cash cow, but low key sometimes, especially with Vince, you know what I mean? It can be cash, yeah, but if he don't feel and you defy, because basically Daniel Bryan defied him. He did what he said he couldn't do. You know what I mean? So Vince McMahon could hold a person. Fuck him.
No. See, at the end of the day, it's like this.
Go.
The 2 of the biggest stars, which I'm bringing up, CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, was not homegrown WWE talent. They was independent stars, both of them. They had names, both of them, before they came to the WWE. And that's what they can't stand. They get a hard on like, yeah, we made him, and we made him. See, they can't say that about Daniel Bryan or CM Punk. That's why they do 2, if you notice, those are 2 that they gave the hardest fucking times to.
Why you think it's a hard on to push, that they push John Cena and push Roman Reigns? But it's the same thing. You know what I mean? That was Vince's problem, reason why he didn't too much care for Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins came in with a name already. You know what I mean? So, you know, Roman Reigns was his homegrown talent, and that's what he wanted. You know what I mean? Now Roman Reigns, to his credit, has worked himself in to say, okay, you're a main eventer. You know what I mean? Now, same thing with John Cena did, but you can see the push was there. You know what I mean? It was always been there. And you're right. They get a hard on for that shit. You know what I mean? But, you know, we'll see.
So, next.
Yeah.
Possible opponent for Triple H at WrestleMania 32. With The Rock not being able to compete, I don't know if y'all read that.
Yeah, I read that shit.
About the insurance policy.
Yeah, it's his movie. Had money too.
And Seth Rollins out of action, that leaves Triple H without an opponent. Dave Metzler been talking about the possibility of the Animal, wrestling at WrestleMania 32. It's some retorted retirement match. But there's a couple of rumors with Batista either going against Game or Brock Lesnar. To me, it's more box office with Lesnar. You give somebody younger to Triple H.
Here's my thing with that though. Why isn't The Rock competing?
Because it's an insurance policy. He got a movie coming up. So
let me tell you something. By the time WrestleMania gets around here, Dave Bautista's gonna have a similar policy because he's growing in movies also. Going against Brock may not be the best option.
But see, the thing about that is, he might have time because they're gonna start filming Guardians of the Galaxy 2 in January. So
that's after.
So most of these movies, because it's more it's more CGI shit. He probably can film that. If they start at the beginning of January, he could probably have that bitch wrapped up by the end of February, going into March.
It depends on what company. You know what I mean? What production company is?
No, I mean it's Marvel and fucking Disney. Well, Disney owns Marvel,
well, that's what I'm saying. It depends.
It's gonna be big time shit.
It depends on what company, like, because Dave might be with with Disney and Marvel and all that. They might not mind him going to wrestle. But see, The Rock's probably with Paramount. Just saying. Now, I know he ain't with Paramount. I'm just saying he might be with Paramount, and Paramount, oh hell no. You know what I mean? So you're gonna take where the money, the WWE gonna pay you, but you ain't getting paid like that movie money. So make the right decision.
Next, this made me laugh. Why Chris Sabin explains why he left TNA. During an appearance on Ring Rust Radio, former TNA wrestler explained why he left the company back in 2004. Here's what he said. Basically, my decision was to work. 2014. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Same shit. Other than 10 years. Basically, my decision was to work anywhere that was willing to give me work, or work anywhere that was willing to pay me. Ring of Honor and I made contact, worked something out. I do have a bit of a history there, but not as much as a history as most guys that I have worked throughout the years. I have worked there sporadically through the last 10 years, so I enjoy Ring of Honor, blah, blah, blah. They got passion, blah, blah, blah. He talked about, he's injured right now. So basically, I'm saying blah, blah, blah because I'm like, you was going anywhere where they give you a fucking job, you bum.
Well, here's the thing.
And you was a world fucking champion for TNA. They actually took some confidence and say, hey, we're going to make you a world champion. And you totally fucked that up. He got to be one of the worst world fucking champions that have been crowned out of any company in the last 10 years.
Him and Eric Young.
No, I'm not even going to put Eric Young in there. Eric Young was decent. Compared to that dude,
here's the thing.
They both went against the same opponent and both had their matches dictated by
what I'm saying is, even though we know Eric Young's limited skills, I felt that he was more of a champion than that dude.
But here's the thing. Chris Sabin was hurt when he was the champion. He's not going to give you that. See, here's my problem with you guys just take on Chris Sabin. You guys are only looking at when he was a champion. When he was the world champion and how that was an epic fail. Yeah, I give it to you. That was an epic fail. But here's the thing. Chris Sabin was hurt. Chris Sabin was hurt when he was out there. He shouldn't have been the champion. He shouldn't have been wrestling at that time. He was hurt. He had the neck injury at that time. They still put him out there and had him going in. So no, he's not going to give you what he gave you.
I can't remember Chris Sabin ever being healthy to begin with.
No, when he was in the X Division, he's been hurt off and on, but I'm talking about a neck injury. Not an arm injury, not a leg injury. I'm talking about a neck injury. Now, when he was the X Division champion, when he was in the X Division, when he was in the tag team, the Motor City Machine Guns, when he did that work overseas in Japan and all that other shit, Chris Sabin was money. Now, you guys talking about, he's a bum and he didn't have the greatest world title reign, but the nigga was fucking hurt. You know what I mean? He shouldn't even been in a predicament in the first place. That's bad business on TNA's part. Why would you put a man as your champion that's not even properly able-bodied to hold your fucking title, to give you the matches that you fucking need?
Well, give him a job.
And now here's the thing. He would be stupid, and now, no, really, you would be stupid. If you're hurt, and you know you're hurt, and you have no business in there, would you still turn it down? No way, because you want to be a world champion, right? And that's why the title reign went to shit, because he was not healthy. But don't discredit his work when he was in the X Division. Don't discredit his work when he was in Japan. Don't discredit his work when he was with the Machine Guns as TNA's when they had one of the better tag team divisions, him and Alex Shelley was on top of that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You guys talk about his world title reign.
I got a good comparison.
And that's it.
You know
what I mean?
You know who we can compare that to?
And that's it.
It's like this. It's just like how the bad rap Jack Swagger gets. Think about it. People didn't like Jack Swagger's reign. People say Jack Swagger couldn't talk. Now, we all know that Jack Swagger could out-wrestle Chris Sabin any day of the week and twice on Sunday. But at the end of the day...
You're discounting Chris Sabin's
I'm saying,
and his tag team work. You know, you're discounting his...
I gotta disagree with you.
Bullshit.
I'm not gonna say Jack Swagger can out-wrestle Sabin. He can out-talk Sabin, as sad as that might sound. That's because
Sabin sucked on the mic. Yeah, Sabin should not have been a world champion. He had a neck injury. So of course that shit was whack.
Shelly was
you know what I mean?
Personality
don't just look at that. Look at his body of work.
But you can't say that Jack Swagger will wrestle.
Don't agree with that.
But the point, what I'm trying to say is this.
Swagger will wrestle circles around Sabin.
That was two people.
Sabin got it done.
That was two people.
Oh, he was a great wrestler when he was healthy, but that was hardly ever.
But see, you got what you gonna put an asterisk on that?
It's just what?
Think about it. No, I'm saying it's an asterisk because you're gonna say, oh, he could have been this, but he was hurt.
No, I don't even think he could have been a proper world champion, but he shouldn't have took it in the first place because of the fact he was too small and he was hurt. And TNA, that's shame on them. Not shame on him, that's shame on them. You know what I mean? That's real.
Honestly,
that's real.
I think the whole Chris Sabin
we sit here and criticize the man, but look at his body of work when he was in the X Division. Look at his body of work when he was the tag team, and in Japan, in ROH, back in the early 2000s. Talk about that shit. You know what I mean? Don't just look at his one heavyweight title reign and that's it on his career, because that's not what his career was about. And I'm just saying, man, that's wrong. That's wrong. To throw that man's dick in the dirt because he had a bad title reign. He shouldn't have been champion in the first place.
See,
that's boo-hoo on TNA.
What else you got?
But see, hold on. Now, let me finish this. Because he opened the door. Now the door is open.
No, the door is open.
No,
but you guys are one-sided with
shit. Your ass being one-sided too when the whole Roman Reigns shit. You didn't have no problem. You be like, oh, throwing people's dick in the dirt. You fucking trying to drown Roman Reigns.
We're not trying to drown
goddamn dick in the dirt.
And
that's a goddamn truth.
When? What are you talking about?
This whole fucking year.
What are you talking about? Let's be honest. Roman Reigns wasn't ready to be champion, and they was force feeding on us. That's why they threw the audible, because the right man was ready to be it. That's why. Now I'll give you that. Now I'll give you this. Roman Reigns didn't work himself into the main event where he's main event potential now. You know what I mean? And I'll give him his credit. I don't just sit on one fucking idea because the guy was sorry at one time and keep going with it. You know what I mean? He got better, and I acknowledged him for that. You know what I mean? So I threw Roman Reigns.
Are you basically still saying that he ain't fit to be a world champion?
Well, I didn't
say that.
When?
We just just had a fucking discussion with the last episode of this shit where y'all said, oh, Roman Reigns ain't ready. You basically
I didn't say Roman Reigns is ready. I said Roman Reigns is better than. I said the same thing you just said today. You just copied everything I said. Roman Reigns is ready to be a champion at WrestleMania.
Let's get on with
okay.
I said that. Roman Reigns is better to be champion at WrestleMania. Not now, because you want to have him be champion
because
at WrestleMania.
Move on.
Be on this.
I'm just saying.
We're going to be on this shit all night.
No, I did not.
All night. Next. Breaking news.
Compare Roman Reigns to Chris Sabin. The body of work ain't there. That's real. Ask any wrestling fan. Body of work ain't there. Roman Reigns been a wrestler for 2 years.
What are you
just 2-3 years. Go look at a real wrestling fan will tell your ass. You wrong about Chris Sabin. Yo, go look at his shit in fucking Japan. Go look at his shit at Ring of Honor. Or that shit when he was in
Breaking news. Billy Gunn was fired by the WWE.
Oh, yeah.
He got popped from popping steroids.
That's what he get.
This motherfucker.
Okay, now when you looked at him, like, was you surprised?
Like, God,
in his advanced age, nigga, we know you ain't all the way in Gold's Gym.
No,
we know what's going on.
Just tell me why the motherfucker and Billy Gunn is 52 years old. Tell me why this motherfucker's powerlifting at powerlifting competition. That's how they found out, because the WWE didn't realize that he was fucking powerlifting, and he got popped by the powerlifting society, and then that's what red flagged him.
Now here's my question to you and you. So when is Vince gonna get tested?
Yeah, he don't get tested.
He ain't wrestling no more.
Billy Gunn ain't wrestling no more. Why does she have to fall into the person?
I'm sorry, we all know Vince is on that juice.
Oh man, he been on the juice since he was feeding it to Hogan and all them.
Okay, here, let me get to the next thing. Now this shit made me laugh. Ready for some jokes? You thought I was funny with the fucking shit I said before? Watch this. On Vince Russo's podcast, Disco Inferno compares shows like WrestleMania and NXT Brooklyn to comic book conventions. Disco on WWE elevating NXT WWE have gotten all the Ring of Honor wrestlers, all the indie workers, all these guys who've been wrestling in front of 300 people. They put them down at NXT. WWE are making NXT seem like almost as important as the WWE show. Bro, the WWE is getting all these NXT guys, and you can show me anything in the numbers that they say they bringing these guys up. They're increasing the audience. Okay, they're losing the audience. Disco Inferno on NXT being overrated. Everybody blows up NXT like it's great. Bro, I watch it. See, they're green. The guys are green. These are like the rank amateurs of professional wrestling, and they blowing it up like it's the greatest thing. Or is it better than WWE Monday Night Raw? All the NXT takeovers, Brooklyn shows, all they take every NXT fan around the Northeast United States, and they flew them into Brooklyn, New York, and watched the show. The same people went and watched SummerSlam the next night. The Coke convention, the big shows in the wrestling basically have become a comic book convention. Where's all the fans that shows up? It doesn't do anything to increase your audience. It just gives something to the fans like a big show to go to. And that's from the great fucking Disco fucking Inferno.
Wolfpack wannabe. That dude, man, Disco Inferno, shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you talking about,
Hey,
man.
no. Hey, let Mr. WCW take this.
Oh yeah, WCW, man. You know, WCW wrestling.
Go ahead and take
Real wheelchair wrestling.
Wasn't he a United States champion and a TV champion?
Television, United States.
My God. See, this is why he think he can just run off at the chops like this.
That Wolfpack wannabe.
He's lost his fucking mind.
Fucking ass, man. Fucking horrible.
How could you talk about these guys in NXT when they're wrestling now better than you were then? 10 times better.
They wrestled better than him in his prime, and I didn't think the motherfucker had a prime.
Honestly, if you ask me, Disco Inferno said that just to get a rise out of people.
Man,
He knows that's dumb as dog shit what he said.
And fuck Vince Russo for putting that shit out.
See,
fuck,
I think Vince Russo wanted something to laugh about and have somebody talk about on this goddamn podcast. Like, hey, go listen to that dumb shit Disco Inferno said.
Yeah, that's just weak, man.
Disco, please shut the fuck up. You dumb son of a bitch.
Disco couldn't even.
This guy's talking like he's some big expert at this.
He's talking like he was a fucking world champion.
He couldn't carry the Wonder Kid Alex Wright's jock. You know what I mean? He was his sidekick.
Burn
you know what I mean? For real. You know?
Yeah, I don't know why he did that.
Fucking loser.
Dumb bastard. Next. Congratulations to the Viper, Randy Orton. Him and his bum shoulder got married to his fine ass girlfriend over the weekend. The one that has that fat ass and when he was shooting and he gave that look. That had to be one of the coolest videos ever. Yeah. Give Orton credit for that.
Congratulations.
So congratulations to Mr. RKO. He probably RKO'ing her ass right now. But you know, he fucked up his shoulder taking out the trash. I don't understand that. But hey.
A cigarette.
Yeah. Some of the great smoke.
Yeah.
Next, Ric Flair offered to help Cesaro with his mic skills. During the latest installment on Woo Nation, Ric Flair offers some praise and commented on Cesaro's lack of mic skills, who bring more to the table as a performer. If you look at raw ability than Cesaro, nobody. I mean, that kid is phenomenal. But he's up 1 week, and 1 week he's off. And I think that's a part of the problem. And he said, I know I can resolve that mic issue. Dial 911 Nate.
Damn.
That is so true, though, man.
That's one thing.
If you were to get one of the best talkers in the business to really hone that down,
real shit,
get you that crowd reaction.
Real shit. Look back at TNA. He saved AJ Styles' fucking career.
Yeah, told him how to talk.
That's when AJ Styles started making that up when they fucking got with AJ Styles. And they became, what was that?
Like a champion.
That fucking Fortune 4.
Yeah.
And he even changed up his roles to kind of flourish. I mean, he French tips the head. What they call
No, it wasn't that.
Shit,
it wasn't that. Let me tell you what Ric Flair did for AJ Styles. He took the trailer park out of his voice, and he brought sophistication to it. He told him to slow down, because when your words slow down.
Who was saying that for years?
And you made the point.
Who was saying that for years?
What you were saying. People will listen a lot more than you talking fast.
I said that shit for years.
Get the trailer park out of your vocabulary.
I said that shit for years. Even on the fucking old ass WrestleHead shows back in the early fucking days.
Back when we were still standing up. Shit.
Yeah. When I said all AJ Styles gotta do Just slow down. It's like he tried to talk so fucking fast, and then he got that fucking accent, and fucks it all up. Just slow the fuck down. Say a cuss word here and there. Bam, you in the money. That's all you gotta do.
Christian helped him out a little bit too.
I mean, Christian, real shit, Christian helped out a lot of the motherfuckers when he went over there. Them 3 years, and that's why Jared got mad, and you see they had to fuck Christian up before he walked out the door. They couldn't just let him walk out the door with grace. He had to get power bombed and all that shit from Kevin Nash and all them old fucks.
What else you got?
Next! As we all know, 10 years, a couple of days ago, was it Saturday, that Eddie Guerrero passed away?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, it was a big... I put a lot of stuff up on WrestleHeads, you know, pictures from his grave, you know, people saying something, Sasha Banks giving her tributes, his last match, his last little backstage interview. I put all that stuff up there. It was it was nice stuff I put up when he beat Brock Lesnar for the world title. You know, I mean, you know, it's been a tough week. I mean, now we lose Bockwinkel, and now, you know, 10 years since Guerrero didn't pass. I mean, it makes you really think about wrestling and how has it turned. Because if you remember not last year, if you remember 10 years ago, when Eddie died, he was trying to qualify for go into Survivor Series, be a part of the Survivor Series team. That was his last match.
Yeah.
You know, and you think about how different the Survivor Series has changed from 10 years ago to now. So, it's just something to fucking sit there and think about.
Not to mention, as soon as he died, Rey Mysterio went prime time.
Yeah, and Rey Mysterio even said in the interview that he wasn't ready for that.
Right.
And I mean, and I give Mysterio, even though it's years later, but I give him credit for even having the fucking huevos to fucking come out and say that.
Yeah, because a lot of guys wouldn't have said that, but it's true.
He knew. He knew he was not fucking ready. Then you got another interview. You got Tommy Dreamer saying that he believes Ambrose should be the next WWE champion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. Tommy Dreamer's not the only one that feels that way.
A lot of people feel that way.
That believe that.
But see, how they did this fucking shit, this tournament would have been the perfect way to do that, but they didn't fucked it up. It's a lot of fuck ups. This tournament would have been the perfect way. If you was going to put somebody new, you know, you would have did it that way. But, you know, with that shit, they done fucked it up. Next, WWE announced second Performance Center event. The first Performance Center all-access event a few months back must have been a hit. WWE announced another for Saturday, January 23rd. The passes are $1,499. They go on sale November 23rd.
$1,500.
Yes, and you would get this access. You get a shared breakfast and lunch with NXT and Divas, meals provided. Participate in Q&A orientation sessions with the NXT coaches. Sign a one-day booking contract. Granted admission to the private NXT Live WWE Performance Center that will help you produce, manage, and watch along your favorite NXT superstars. Complete hands-on training from NXT coaches, staff on specific roles, requirements to execute an NXT Live event, including but not limited to announcing, producing, managing, valet, bell ringer, timekeeper, all-access tour of the Performance Center, observe an NXT training session, attend a Q&A and an autograph session, learn the ropes during a promo class, and let's, you know, get gift bags and shit like that. So, I mean, $1,500, they getting a lot of shit.
That's worth the money, you know?
You know, you sit back and think about that shit. They're getting a lot of goddamn shit, so.
What else you got?
And hurry up and try to wrap this puppy up. Let's see. I said about Brock Lesnar. I put a photo up on WrestleHeads. Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels hanging out at the Legends New York event. Marty's looking pretty fucking old.
Yeah, he looked like he beat up by life. But you got to remember, Marty Jannetty was older than Shawn Michaels.
But let me tell you something though. I'm a subscriber to Marty Jannetty's page on Facebook. That guy parties more than I do now.
Well, that's
And I mean, he's always got a new woman in his house.
Sean slowed it up and he didn't.
Yeah, that guy Marty Jannetty's still a fun guy. I bet he's a fun guy to be around.
They
Man.
used to party a lot.
And the last but least, because we're going to have to wrap this shit up because we only got 3 minutes. Alexa Bliss got caught out for being a ring rat. If you know Alexa Bliss, she down there, she the manager, valet of Murphy and Blake,
yeah.
used to be the NXT Tag Team Champions.
Uh-huh. So
So somebody saying she down there, she's nailing the trainers, wrestlers, and everything. You know, they didn't want to put their name
An
on it.
all-around woman, you know.
So, you know, she said it's all false. But for somebody to be trying to throw her ass out there, you know, it might be true.
She probably does a push-up.
So, give me quick kitchen bitches. Go.
I got no kitchen bitch. I just want to say congratulations to Holly Holm for beating Ronda Rousey's ass and knocking her fucking ass out. Thank you very much.
And if you want to take another quick, there's one more. Sami Zayn, he might be coming back soon.
That'd
they got a
be
date for him.
fantastic.
You know what I mean? He's getting better. He's doing some things. But here we go, kitchen bitch. Survivor Series. Drop the ball. You dropped the ball with the Wyatts. You know what I mean? You got Bray Wyatt in some kind of fucking tag team match with the Brothers of Destruction. If you're gonna do that shit, you should have put Bray Wyatt in the fucking tournament. Why the fuck do you have Titus O'Neil? Why the fuck do you have Kalisto? Why the fuck do you have Stardust? And why the fuck do you have Tyler Breeze in the motherfucking tournament when you can have the New Day and fucking Bray Wyatt? You dropped the ball on that. You guys dropped the ball on the whole fucking Survivor Series. Personally, you should have put the fucking tournament. Shouts out to Jason. We went to school together. You should have put the fucking tournament all on the fucking Survivor Series. You shouldn't have broke it down on fucking Raw and Smackdown and all that other shit. WWE, you're full of shit.
And last but not least, my kitchen bitch is the Survivor Series, like he said. But Ronda Rousey, you sit there, you run your mouth like you was some big Billy badass bitch, and then you got knocked the fuck out.
That's what you get for being worried about Floyd and not worried about people in front of you.
99. You should stop worrying about Floyd Mayweather, stop worrying about movies and focus on the fight. You tried to fight your fight. That bitch is a boxer. Holly Holm was a boxer.
She boxed
your ass out. So,
Kicked you right in your head.
ending this goddamn show.
She was like a slab of meat and Rocky.
Dead body.
We'll see y'all next week.
Next week.
Out.
Series.